I'm standing in front of a B-17 bomber. This was the strategic bomber for the U.S. Army Air Corps during the Second World War. The aircraft in question first came off the line as a prototype in 1935, and the first production model appeared in 1938. The aircraft, over 12,000 were produced during the war, saw service both in North Africa and Europe, as well as in the Pacific. It was considered a strategic bomber. Its range was upwards of 2,000 miles or more, depending upon the amount of fuel it carried. It carried a crew of 10, and the newspapers at the time labeled it the Flying Fortress. The aircraft was capable of carrying upwards of 6,000 pounds of bombs with its 10-man crew. This was the iconic strategic bomber, but it was not the one produced in most numbers for the United States during the war, but it's the one that's most well known. This particular plane that I'm standing in front of first came off the assembly line in April of 1945. And while Boeing is the major manufacturer, it was not the only company to produce the plane. Both Douglas and Lockheed Vega were responsible for some 5,000 versions of the G model. The G model, in fact, can best be recognized by its nose turret in the front of the plane, and with its 10 machine guns that it fired, it was a veritable defender for any target that it attacked. The aircraft in question, as I mentioned, came off the line in April of '45. Its history during its service time, while not in combat, did serve as the primary plane for both General Douglas MacArthur and General Dwight Eisenhower. During the 1950s, it was used as a fire bomber after being retired, and subsequent to that service became a major Hollywood contributor both in the movie The War Lover and the iconic film Tora Tora. After its return from service as a Hollywood contributor, it returned as a cargo carrier and used by a number of private companies. It subsequently found its way into the museum field, where it was used as a primary aircraft in an East Coast museum. At that time, it was given the name of Fuddy Duddy, out of respect and recognition for an aircraft that had served over 93 missions during the war. Unfortunately, Fuddy Duddy was lost on its 94th mission. This particular plane has been within the Lyon Museum since its inception. Its contribution to the war effort cannot be understated. Its contribution as an iconic memory to the effort of the production line during the war, as well as to service after the war, cannot be ignored. During the war, it was responsible for carrying over 640,000 tons of bombs in the European theater primarily. Additionally, it saw service both as a cargo carrier, transport, and used as an aircraft drone in a number of projects in the service. The aircraft today is a testament to the manufacturer's quality and capability. It's a memory of those who served in the service both in Europe and in the Pacific, and it's a remembrance for those who see it today who have never known an aircraft that has not been used in a time of war. And it's a testament to those as a memory at air shows, at museums, and for those going forward in the future to remind you of the efforts that all have made in the past and in the future.